Welcome to the lecture for Module 1, The Science of IR Theory. In this lecture, we're going to talk about what a theory is and how it relates to international relations. So to begin, there's generally speaking two different concepts of theories. The first is thinking of a theory as a form of grand philosophy about the way that the world works. Another way of thinking about a theory, and that's a little bit more specific and precise, is as a system of hypotheses about relationships among variables. And in particular, we're interested in understanding cause and effect relationships. Generally speaking, theories fall into one of two different types of camps. There are theories that strive to be simpler and theories that strive to be more complex. The simpler ones have fewer variables and the complex ones have more variables. But of course, there are trade-offs between those two as well. Just because we are able to confirm a theory doesn't mean it's the unequivocal truth about the world, because there could be another example that comes along that sheds doubt on the ability of that theory to explain the world. And by the same token, just because we invalidate a theory by testing it doesn't mean that the theory is never going to work. It means that we might need to revise the theory so that it can be improved upon for future iterations. In order to theorize, we need to do two things. The first is to define relevant actors and the nature of the interactions between them. And the second thing is to cycle between theory formation, theory testing, and theory revisions in the hope of trying to create theories over time that are better at explaining social and political phenomena. There are also three tensions between theories. That is reality in theory, what is really happening, empiricism in theory, how do we measure the social world, and practice in theory, what is the distance between theory and practical advice. In terms of international relations, there are a number of questions that are relevant to theory generation. They are, what is the proper level of analysis? Is it the individual? Is it the state? Is it the global level? What are the units of analysis? Are we focusing on individual states? Are we focusing on intergovernmental organizations? Are we focusing on entire historical eras? Another one is what matters more? Factors that are internal to the state, like its form of government, or factors that are external to the state, like democratic norms present throughout the international system. Another one related to that is what is the role of history, ideas, and norms? Are we focusing more on the material factors of international relations or the ideational factors of international relations? How many variables should we use? Should we have a simpler theory or should we strive to have a theory that's more complex, that has more variables? And finally, is it possible to even study international relations objectively, or are we doomed to always be inserting ourselves into our studies and inserting our biases into our research? So a good analogy from the textbook that we're using is to think of theories like maps. Theories are different maps that have different things on them, even though they have the same kind of physical landscape. So one theory might only look at gas stations. Another theory might only look at houses. It's still looking at the same terrain, but it's highlighting different things. And that's the way that a theory in international relations functions. So international relations theories are analytical toolkits that provide different approaches for answering questions about international relations. And there are three types or groups of theories. There are traditional theories like liberalism and realism. There are middle ground theories like the English school, which melds together liberalism and realism, and constructivism, which is sort of a halfway between traditional and critical theories. And then there are those critical theories themselves, including Marxism, post-colonialism, feminism, and post-structuralism, each of which we will talk about at some point throughout this course.